Hello, good evening, Speed Gaming 2, and welcome to Link to the Past Randomizer League Season 7. We are in Week 4. It's in Fluky's week. Tonight, we got a race in the Misery Mire division between Fibonacci, or PH, of Past the Potence against Hitman, 1382, of the Aga's Backup Dancers. I am Jesse Radical Sniper 99, also a runner within the Mire division, but we're going to focus on these guys as they go through this in Fluky's seed. And it looks like we're going to have a guest comment or a commentator join me in just a moment. Going to get a one Mr. Gilgamesh. But yeah, this is in Flukies. It's inverted. We got a flute start as well with us. Full key sanity, 7-7 slow Ganon, so we will see all of GT climb. GT Big Key is also out in the world. We do see a tier 1 tree pull on PH's side for some reds as Hitman makes the play over to the Mire Shed. See if he can get something good out of here. We get a small key to pod and heart container. And even more money there in Thieves Town. So all the big money. Seed is being very friendly for a start. You really like to see that as an early way to kind of just, we got everything we need to do dig game, chest game, buy some bombs, maybe get into pod. We're set up for this early Dark World as I am now joined by Gilgamesh. Hello.
Hello. I'm sure I've missed all kinds of exciting things like farming for bombs and
we don't have a single bomb yet. We got a 300 rupee in Thieves Town, so we're happy. Tier 1's reds, so PH is clearly winning the battle of the money.
$400 is pretty nice early on.
Right? So yeah, I mean, we got all the money we could want for early Dark World.
So I know that there's the I am not an inverted expert. The shop to the right of the Link South start point. Is there bombs in that shop or no?
Yes, so that shop does have bombs. The big change for that shop is actually in the fact that it sells blue potions.
Neat.
I believe in normal, like non-inverted, it also still sells bombs.
Mm-hmm.
And the other option,
never going into that in normal non-entrance.
Exactly. The other spot, I believe, like with that flute, that also gives us dark potion shop, which also I believe sells bombs. So there's a few easy ways to get bombs in this mode.
Yeah, just win your 50-50s. Don't lose 6 for 6 like I did in the Krelskis I just played.
Oof. South of Grove.
Between I had a glove, so that was between the Link's House Rock, South of Grove twice, and also the one by the bombable hut in Kakariko.
Ouch.
Or have 83 rupees and just flute to 2. Yeah, that would be.
Yeah, I mean, we got so many options at this point. Like, we might see PH just get them in Circle of Pots, but he's got to be a little careful here walking up to Skull.
Yeah, I gotta juke around this guy.
So yeah, we're into week 4 of the season. Right now, Aga's Backup Dancers is currently tied for 3rd place in the division with JKLL at 9 points, trailing behind Use Bow, currently undefeated at 6-0, and Sphere Funity currently sitting at, I believe, 4-2, and that's early boots.
That's nice.
And right now, past the Potence, currently at 3 points, 1-5 on the season, but not out of it by any stretch. The Invitational League is harsh, and you'll see what happens as we go on.
I mean, the fun part of Invitational League is just trying not to get relegated. Forget about making playoffs.
Right, exactly. As this is my 3rd season Invitational League, I think that has been our goal every season.
That was our entire season last season, was scraping by just barely on tiebreakers to not get relegated, and then ending up not coming back next year anyway.
Now, PH doing the drop down strat.
Get some Moon Pearl.
So he'll have that.
Oh,
that's a big find for Hitman.
That's I know a lot of people do tend to leave that middle chest in Skullwoods in this mode because, I mean, that room sucks without a weapon.
Yep.
But yeah, that's a rough get back to for PH at this point.
Not really a great hype cave. Kind of boring.
No, we're starting to run out of the initial Dark World checks a little bit here. We still have a couple things we can do on the mountain, and we have 1 check in pod.
Yeah, I mean, my personal thought on the pod play is if I get a key, then I feel pretty good about the dive just to get 5 checks.
Yeah.
If you feel comfortable with your mimic clip, you can turn that.
Oh, you mean like that small key that Hitman just picked up?
That was a big key.
In Skullwoods?
Oh, there was a small key as well.
Yeah.
I'm looking at his tracker. I thought I saw him pull the big, but no, he's got a small as well. So yeah.
Looks like the drop down, unfortunately, not really paying off for PH.
I feel like I've been on a trend of more digs than less.
Yeah. Same, honestly. Oh, PH hasn't checked my shit yet. Okay.
I was going to say, and then the boots are going to just make this so easy. No dancing around the bird or anything.
Yeah. This is usually one of the first checks you see from people in Flukies.
Just a little off the meta.
Free checks.
I know the tier 1's pretty common as well.
Oh, there's that pod small.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, pod doesn't look so bad now.
No, but I will say, from this perspective of how I would play this if I was Hitman, is I'd probably hit Catfish and Pyramid.
Catfish? Why would you do Catfish in Flukies? You're supposed to just ignore that check forever.
I mean, I do in normal modes already, so...
Yeah, no, I agree. Catfish, I mean, I hesitate to call anything free, but Catfish is a fairly free check in this mode once you get the glove, and I still have seen a lot of people ignore it to their detriment so far this week.
Well, and I think that comes down to when we get that glove comparison to Light World access. I think the one race earlier this week, it was Andy and Jamo. We saw the Light World access was glove. So, they found that, and then they went straight into Light World, and Catfish had a swamp small key. So, it's definitely a personal feel, and when you get the pieces, for PH right now, if glove becomes his Light World, if he gets the hammer here, then it's a little harder to say, he'll hit Catfish after getting glove.
Right, yeah.
But for Hitman, this makes a lot of sense, is saying, I've got my glove already, let's go.
Yep, let's follow the progression that we found.
So getting to see a little bit of the front of pod while we get to also see the Catfish.
Piece of Catfish,
there. Yeah, Catfish is worthless. Unfortunate. All catfish haters rejoice.
Pyramid Ledge. Okay, sure.
Yep. And there's a bottle.
Bottle. I mean, listen, that
Yeah.
makes doing this unlock a lot faster if you were planning on potentially like buffered mimic clipping this. I'm not sure which method of mimic clipping PH prefers.
Yeah, I was gonna say the fact that he's here tells me he feels okay about doing a clip. It is definitely a question of which one, and it looks like he's gonna do.
He's still gonna go for it. All right, so then he's gonna
Yep.
be comfortable buffered or bufferless.
Yep.
Oh, was that a hook shot I just saw there?
It was, and that is gonna send Hitman up the mountain. I have to assume.
Straight to the mountain after that for sure. There's 6 checks up here. Technically 7, but I don't think you're doing the first chest in Aga Tower right now.
I mean, I think we're a little slim on bombs. I think it's like 2 bombs for the ball and chain. Maybe it's 4.
I think it's 4.
Maybe it's 4. Yeah, but like we're low on that, and then it's 2 bombs for the dagger guards. So
I recall a specific 80 KDB async from that tournament earlier this year.
Oh, don't remind me of that one.
Year, required
I
bomb
remember
Aga.
that. And unfortunately, PH not hitting the bufferless.
Oh, careful, don't get hit.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was gonna get really rough, and does get it. It's hard. You don't want to waste a blue potion that early that was free. Like, I get the temptation to just go for it.
Hitman picking up some half magic in Hookshot Cave, but that looks like that's it.
We're getting to the point. It's looking like this might be the inside of Spec Rock.
Yeah, then we have that. We have
we still have these 2 in Super Bunny, but
yeah. I mean, PH still has the rest of the Skull Woods. Man, this is a bummer.
It's just the middle chest, unfortunately, too.
A shovel does not help us.
So whatever the progression is, I think it has to be Spec Rock.
We also have Paradox.
We don't have Paradox.
Yeah, no, we don't. No, we have a Moon Pearl. We do have Paradox.
Oh, you're right. My bad. For some reason, I was just completely forgetting that tonight.
Yeah,
and I would have made that play. So yeah,
just inverted things. Yeah, Hitman's out early on, working out much better for him than he. Oh, hello, mirror.
Oh,
that's
okay.
Kind of a funny spot for the mirror. So can't get that yet without a hammer.
Who races with a map tracker for green squares? I don't know what these green square things are.
Oh no, PH.
The hard part is like for him, getting to Pyramid Ledge feels pretty nasty from Flute 5. Like he could get
he
it.
can't do it from 2 because he doesn't have a glove.
Yeah. And it's looking like this is going to be our answer. And the biggest thing is about inverted modes. Like, I think one of the biggest advantages you can have is getting to your light world first.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to believe Hitman's going to find it in one of these 5 checks.
Almost assuredly. Oh, nice small arm James. All right, that's a sword. We'll take that. And not yet. We still have Floating Island and Spiral Cave.
The sword does make the first check of Aga Tower at least now reasonable.
Mm-hmm. I want to see some flippers on a fire rod.
That's the fun of inverted, right? Just absolutely the worst way to get Pearl or light world access, like do everything. There's another pod small.
Doesn't do anything logically, but nice to have. Very small for PH. Cool.
I mean, this could be a Meyer Medallion. This could be a Fire Rod to get at least one check in Skull.
What is PH going back up here for?
I
Oh,
don't
he
think
didn't check spec people yet.
Unfortunately, the way he routed them. Oh, okay.
All right, there it is. All right, Hammer in Spiral Cave. So now we get to take a nap for 20 minutes or so while Hitman does the entire light world. Oh, actually, no, yes. Go back up for your mirror, right.
Yeah, no, he'll play for the. I like the play for Hera here. It makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm. The hook shot that's ruining your lives? Ledgers.
But it looks like PH is gonna hit Pyramid Ledge first, so he'll get it shortly.
Is that? I don't know if that's good for him though.
Hammer doesn't open up a ton either. Like, Hammer gives him the rest of this mountain play. This light mountain play. So, like, if there's another glove in here, I think there's definitely some worry about the skull glove. But
well, he said, I mean, we don't care about mitts that much in inverted, so
like that's the thing is like at this point that's just mitts, so that's just a King's Tomb. Ooh, nice GT big.
All right, that's one less needle in the haystack we have to look for later.
And the interesting thing about this is like from a logic perspective or checks perspective, if from PH's perspective, he'll get that mirror off of the top of Spec Rock after getting the hammer. He'll be able to backdoor Hookshot Cave. Like, from his perspective, he'll be like, oh yeah, this was all intended.
Mm. One downside here, unfortunately for PH, not having that land, or not having a fire source can't take advantage of having that Hera Small that that Hitman doesn't have.
When has Hera Basement ever bit anybody?
Definitely didn't bite me in the cross keys I just definitely didn't last locate my mirror in Hera Basement.
Fortunately, it looks like we lost Hitman for a little bit. Hopefully we'll get him back. Blink and you missed it.
There we go. Well, we beat Moldorm, and looking at the tracker, that's... So we got a... No, that looks like that's about it.
Yep.
It was a crystal, though, so that's good. Big key to Skull
good.
Woods.
I was about to say, if that was Hera big, I would have felt really bad.
I mean, that's actually kind of nice for PH, because that'll give him some incentive to go back to Skull Woods after doing this mountain stuff.
Yeah, agreed. Assuming he does make the play for Mimic Cave.
Yeah, I mean,
no, like the mirror's a given. It's always a question of like which drop downs do you want to do on the right side here?
Both, unfortunately.
All three?
All three.
Okay, so we got this one here. Like this is the first one for PH. Then we've still got Mimic and...
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I was talking
Laser
about...
Bridge.
I was thinking just the TR entrances.
Oof, and that pokey, unfortunately...
Yeah, hammer pokey's not great.
No.
I don't know that I would be... Man, lava chest... Meh. I don't know how interested I am in lava chest here. Oh, PH! No!
The perils of early inverted.
Okay, he's going back. Yeah, you have to go back. The mirror is too valuable. You can't not.
Yeah. And that's a second death for Hitman, unfortunately, on that pokey. I just bail.
Yeah, just
Like,
do chain chomps and then go do laser bridge. Like, you're 4 keys away from this chest being in logic anyway.
yeah, I mean, it's a crystal TR. You'll be back here.
Mhm.
You'll hope it's not going to be like your ice rod or your fire rod that keeps you away for longer, but I think it's okay.
Now we get to play dodge the chain chomps here. And yeah, we have to use bombs on the crystal switch. Oh, should have gotten those iframes. Alright, PH picking up the mirror. Hitman done with that entrance of TR.
Yeah, and he will go back to get laser bridge.
Yeah, it's hard to
It's hard to pass
up on 4 checks.
Yeah.
We'll get to see what. Oh, yeah, right here, Miss Mickey do. We'll get to see what other stuff Hitman picks up here while PH does this, even though I don't think it's going to be anything particularly interesting.
Yeah, we're pretty sure there was nothing at the top.
No mercy from the laser eyes here.
Yeah, TR and Hitman are just not agreeing with each other. A swamp map, okay.
How about another map?
This time to Skull Woods. Okay, we're starting to fill out our Dark World maps.
How about a heart container? Well, that was
I'll take...
full.
Health's not terrible, I guess.
Well, now we get to do 600 checks in the light world, so... Oh, map check. Pendant Thieves, Pendant Skull Woods.
And neither of those were green, so Asaha Talk will tell us our map info.
Yeah, right. We know what goes to Saha and inverted.
I mean, it is a very hard check to route in. I won't actually... Like, all joking aside, that is actually a terrible check sometimes.
Mm-hmm. I'm always fascinated to see how people choose to route the light world in inverted, because everyone seems to have a slightly different way of doing it.
Yeah, no, there's a... It's a philosophy.
Didn't do this, did he?
No.
And just a compass. All right.
Very smooth hammer there from PH on those 2 dagger guards.
Yeah, nicely done. So I mean, hopefully PH goes back to TR here. This is not... Oh, PH there.
PH, what are you doing?
I'm not sure what's happening here.
Like, why are we not doing this in Light World?
Yeah, this is... Yeah, buddy, you gotta...
PH is having a moment.
This is not gonna work. You have to go... Oh, this is so bad. He sees green squares in Hookshot Cave? Oh, I guess technically, yeah, because you could mirror from the island.
Yeah, this is one of those things.
Has Peach ever played inverted before? Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I know this was
on that Skullwood's big key. Oh, or we're starting over. Okay. Recenter, refocus.
I know this was something that, like, at least a bit, like a year or so ago, that was something that, like, some trackers didn't account for in this mode.
Mm-hmm.
But now now understand a bit better the logic of influ keys and how this is in logic and how. So, and it's one of my personal favorite little like silly gotchas to this mode.
Alright, so Hitman's starting with the North Light World, picking up a Quake and Graveyard Ledge. Alright, so he just gets to do Hookshot Cave this way. Hopefully he goes into TR after this.
Getting to see Back of Escape now on Hitman's side.
Bow is nice.
That is very good, and as well as the cape. Did Hitman mirror to check out Bumper Ledge? I didn't see him do so.
I don't think so, but I was kind of distracted with PH's waffling at that point,
Yeah.
so I'm not sure.
So if he hadn't, I would suggest he go back for it for sure. Like, that is a check you want. Nice fire rod.
All right. They're quickly acquiring a pretty good inventory here.
But Hitman's not going back for Bumper Ledge, it looks like.
With that cape, you'd want to check it.
And that's the thing, like, the fact that he went up to Lumberjack Ledge, or LJL, and then had come back down, or, like, had come down that way, past Bumper, like, that was the moment to check it. Nice second sword, though.
Okay.
Definitely makes an easier Moth if he wants to play for that kill. But
non-green-handed Moth with 0 small keys. I'll probably pass on that one.
Yeah, we'll wait.
Although, you know, Bridge Chest is fully in logic, so.
Well, and maybe he'll head up towards the ped in Light World to do it and mirror. Like, that's an option. I don't know if it's really something he's considering at this point, or
he kind of went up through the Lost Woods that way already, so
yeah,
that would have been his opportunity. Well, I guess he didn't have to fight around at the time, but Swamp Small.
We are flippers away from Swamp. Unfortunately, PH taking that death before getting the chomps.
Yeah, TR just not being particularly friendly to anyone today.
Yeah, TR is really taking names tonight. The joys of inverted. And there's our other rod. Okay.
And flippers.
Hey, we're gonna see Swamp soon.
Yeah, let's go. I mean, you continue the loop south, but you're definitely going to the swamp here at this point, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at it. I'd say you get, you finish out CAC. I think we do Smith Chain here. Route that down all the way to the dam. Once you get to there, finish out Swamp, go to Mini Moldrum Cave, and then probably hit up your flipper checks. It leaves us a little bit isolated on the Agena checkerboard, and
fine.
also like the Eastern. Yeah.
I mean, with starting Flute and having Hammer, like, Eastern's not that bad to get to.
No, Eastern's not going to be too bad. So we'll see how Hitman hits up all these checks.
Library? Hello?
He'll hit Race Game first, then work up to Library, mirror for Smith, and then do the chain.
Okay. Yeah.
Because unfortunately, Jeremiah will not follow us to Race Game or the purple chest, so this verse makes a lot more sense.
Okay. PH also taking a requisite death on Laser Bridge. make sure he can get all his valuable maps.
Speaking of valuable maps,
Well, we don't know it's valuable yet. Nope. That is not one of them.
I mean, I need to know the layout of GT. Haven't you ever wanted to look at it on screen without
It
playing?
is fascinating. I always forget how many floors GT is. Alright, this is going to be back to Skullwoods for PH, I think, so he will get his glove and be able to start his Light World journey. Unfortunately, a little behind Hitman here.
Yeah, definitely going to need something to help. Like, at this point, I'd say Hitman's had a very conventional Light World route. No real major deviations.
On the Smith. Yeah, there's no real thought to do in Thieves Town here, right?
Given it's a pendant, although we do have the small key, I believe.
We do
No,
not.
we do not. So, yeah, I would say it's fine to delay it. We've got better options at this point.
Like this book.
I mean, that is likely a required book.
I mean, it'll be nice if you're routing down here to finish Smith's Chain. You can check Bombo's tablet after turning in Purple Chest. All right, there's that glove for PH. Probably a little frustrated with that one.
Yeah, 30-minute Light World's never a great feeling in this mode. But good heads-up routing here from PH to know that, like, here's your quickest way to get into Light World.
Yep. Another small key. TR. Okay. Well, we're going to need at least one of those, so we'll take it. It's a shame the invisible chest trick doesn't work in inverted.
Now, we might actually see Skull from PH. He skipped out on Lost Woods.
So where was that fire rod? That was somewhere in North Light World?
Sank.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, whenever he gets around to doing Sank, getting that fire rod into Skull Woods is maybe reasonable. Alright, looks like... surprised Hitman didn't go check Bombos there.
I was going to say, if that was Desert Small and he got, like, just that kind of luck to know that he can do more of Desert now, I'd be a little annoyed.
I guess if you're planning on maybe doing Swamp into Desert, then you can hold up on Bombos.
It's a choice.
Although,
I don't...
Yeah, Desert's not, like,
play.
super exciting right now.
Yeah, no keys. I would wait. Yeah, Beer, I don't know which average time you're talking about.
So
Definitely have not seen that.
It's like been 150s nonstop for most of these.
I was going to say I called one of those last night and it felt awful.
I watched like 3 in Flukies yesterday, and I think they were all over like 145. I didn't watch Beers, which was actually 120, so suck it.
Yeah. Oh, this is a check that Hitman wasn't able to make, but unfortunately nothing. That was, we got that bottle and pod, so.
Oh yeah, Hitman hasn't been to pod at all yet.
Nope.
Which looks like it's going to pay off for him because he's got everything he needs to beat it now if he decides to go there.
And we are going to get to see the full clear of Swamp Palace. No skips yet.
The only thing we'll be skipping is the big chest, most likely. Looks like PH probably has Swamp on mind too, given the way he's routing Light World so far.
Yeah, that's the most sensible play. It's unfortunate he'll miss out on Fire Rod, but he's got plenty of equipment to deal with Argus here.
All right, nothing on left side.
I think we didn't get that info on Meyer, did we? No. So that's new info for us.
Yeah.
The good thing about personal trackers is, you know, you get to see a guarantee, I guess, an update as long as the runners are using.
No worry about the tracker eating inputs.
The tough part is if somebody doesn't check or mark certain things. And I know I'm the type of person who doesn't always check my maps, so
I try to avoid checking maps as much as possible. Alright, so Swamp not yielding anything important, looks like. Oh, did PH not do the purple chest? Did he just give up on that?
yeah, he did skip it. And that's kind of why Hitman's route in that Kakariko was so advantageous for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's not going to miss out on anything, so as long as he continues to skip it, it will be saved time.
Nice bush crab.
Yeah, that would have been nice earlier. Oh, PH is just going straight into Swamp here. Okay.
But yeah, that's one of those things is like, there's a lot with this mode of like, people know some of the basic structures of how to route the mode, but I think some of the more in-depth decision making is a little more kind of up in the air for some people. So like some of the little routing advantages we're seeing from Hitman might just be like having played a few more in Flukies.
Yeah, not all of us are professionals like Zap and play 3 in Flukies every day. Alright, crystal number 2 for Hitman, finishing out Swamp Palace.
A GT small, not bad to have at least one of those. A skull small and another pod small. So
4th pod smalls, actually. I'll take that.
Yeah. With that pod big, yeah, that's going to be a good return soon. And I think this is the first of our like decisions from PH indicating he feels a little bit worried about the early glove.
Mm-hmm.
So left side swamp becomes a casualty for him in that regard.
Yeah, which I get it. And, you know, again, as long as he doesn't come back here, it will save him a pretty good chunk of time over Hitman.
Yeah. Like he's starting to close the gap a little, like little bits and pieces here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, he still has the North Light World stuff to do, which Hitman has done to make up for it. But
yeah, and he'll need that fire rod.
Yes, that is hard required. small key on Hylia Island. We'll grab that on the way back down.
PH picking up a little extra time in this Argus fight as well, to be able to get some of those doubles.
Hitman, don't get that small key on the Hylia Island. Or two.
Yeah, he forgot it. And the thing is, I love that route. Like, you get that water walk out of Ice Rod Cave, you scout that, you go up to Hobo, and then you come back down and pick up the key.
Mm-hmm. Well, it gets a sword in Waterfall, so already at Tempered, which is nice. But yeah, hopefully that key doesn't end up being anything too important.
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of worried if it's the Desert Small. The Thief Small is not a big deal. And any of the others are kind of just whatevers. But, like, that Desert Small would be the one you really want to see.
Would also kind of be a bummer for it to be a nice small.
Even a Pot Small here would be nice, just to give us number 5 and make that a full clear.
And just a heart container from Zora. Putting us at 12 hearts. See, what is this? Hyrule Castle.
I mean, hey, Zelda sells in logic, yeah.
How boring was Pearl tonight? Super boring. It was just like, I forget where it was, but we found it like 2 minutes in.
Yeah, early Pearl and Glove were both in Skull. I think Pearl was what?
The Compass?
Bumper?
Or maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it was Pinball?
Oh, yeah, Pinball. It was Pinball.
Our Glove was Vanilla Big Key Chest of Skull, and then our Hammer was Spiral Cave. Right, so that might have been the most interesting.
Pod. Red crystals. So that's, I mean, not logical Pyramid Fairy access, but, you know.
I mean, what, we're 2 Pod Smalls away from logical?
Yeah.
And a lamp. And hey, Hitman came back for the key.
And it is a Pod Small.
Okay, so that is a full clearable pod.
Yeah, going Eastern area pod looks pretty good now.
Although this might be Hyrule Castle?
Ugh, Hyrule Castle never looks good in inverted.
I feel like at this point you're definitely more incentivized to your dungeons. Maybe you're hoping to get lucky with an Eastern Big before getting over there, but
yeah.
I don't... Like, he hasn't touched House of Darkness at all, so a full 14 checks there, easy with Fire Rod and Tempered Sword. Like, I would be really hard pressed not to just rush it.
Well, let's see if it pays off. You get a pod map, and now we can find out that that's a red crystal. PH gonna get that tempered. Wonder if PH will go straight back to pod after these Zora checks. Doesn't have that bow though, so probably not. Needs to do back and escape.
And we're getting PH doing the catfish the other way. Nice to be able to get this check here.
Right, mirror spots. Yeah, look at that. They can just mirror right there.
Yep. It's one of those things, like, if you get the glove early, you know, you can always hit the catfish, but the other really nice way is always that, and it paid out today to be able to hit it this way in the route instead, so no big loss. And this could be another spot for PH to make up some time if he rushes pod. I think the worst part
Well,
here for him
Pod
is...
is bad for DH right now without that bow.
Oh, right. Sorry.
So yeah, PH really needs to do this North Dark World stuff. Or North Light World, I should say.
Yeah, and I think he'll come... It looks like the fact he didn't mirror or save and quit here, although that is...
This is going to be Eastern.
This could be Hyrule Castle for him.
Ice Rod
Or
Cave. It's going to be Ice Rod Cave into North Light World stuff, which would actually be okay.
Yeah.
Or just straight to North Light World stuff.
He already did the Ice Rod Cave. He did. Okay. Out. So
okay.
Yeah, no,
this will work out.
Now, if he remembers Bumper Cave here, that could be an advantage.
Nope.
Or not.
See ya.
Okay.
Well, PH also doesn't have the cape yet, so less incentive to check that.
Yeah.
Weird that Bonk Rocks was empty here. Alright, now I think we're going to get Eastern Pod for Hitman. Didn't pull anything out of Hyrule Castle. And Green Pendant Desert. Oh, so maybe we didn't need that stupid book.
That's another Skull Small, though. Starting to work up that collection a little bit.
You've got the small key. Just go do...
But I don't have fire to make it in logic, Gil. Come on.
Whatever.
Don't you care about the logical implications of fire?
You're right. Logic only. Okay, now we can go ahead. Now, Bumper. Ledge.
We want to know.
Okay, it's fine. It's probably nothing. This is... We're gonna go for back Skull Woods, which is kind of interesting. Oh,
no, this is just him. Yeah, this is just him finishing out Lost Woods because he hadn't checked it earlier.
Oh, pick that up, please. Thank you.
Probably not happy to see it, but we did need it, or we do want it to get it.
Maybe now Pod Eastern for PH. Maybe not. Maybe Desert? No, why would you do Desert here?
This could be a check of the bomb shop into Eastern or the front of Castle. Like,
imagine
I know,
like shop.
Okay, it is Hyrule Castle. Nope.
No, it's not. PH, please, if you're doing this, you should have fluted to 5. I am in physical pain right now.
Aha, into Eastern Pod. He's made up time with these skips. Does he commit to them long term?
I mean, if the stuff continues to be on the way, then he will get to skip that stuff. I mean, what do we... I guess we still need a bunch of big keys, but like item-wise, we need Samaria? That's it?
Yeah, I mean, with the Fire On and the Half Magic, you're not too worried about a lamp. It will make rooms faster, but I don't expect these guys to have any trouble with it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Both runners here are pretty well versed in dark rooms, and with Fire Rod, the more difficult ones get made a lot easier.
Yeah, I mean, the only real pain in the butt is going to be Meyer, so whatever.
Yeah, but I feel like, runners of this caliber have had enough experience doing Dark Mire, especially like if you know the boost hook shot setup for that first room.
Love that setup.
Pretty easy, yeah.
And then we've got a cape for the second dark room, so like even
Yep.
that's going to be just basic. So yeah, we're in good shape. Yeah, if you're trying to learn Dark Mire, the Boots hookshot setup is just so free.
It's so good.
Yep.
I struggle to do it without those.
I learned a strategy before that, and it was always like hold your sword out, nudge yourself into the corner, and then it's like a tile below the corner.
I usually go like tink on the door and then just step a little bit to the left and throw the block upwards. But I always like misjudge where the door is sometimes.
Yeah, I've seen that strat a lot too. Oh, a CT small out of the Harmless Hellway. Yeah, I know.
We don't have a lamp. It doesn't matter.
Yep.
Hitman taking down Helma. This is going to be crystal number 3. Hitman has not done the back yet, so he will be coming back in for the back.
Yeah, and he still, I think, also has to get the bridge, so they'll just be trading spots at this point.
Mm-hmm. What check did PH not do?
Vanilla Big.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do you dip Eastern after this?
I might just rush crystals here. Like,
well, I feel like crystal do we have?
Ice.
You want to do ice without a single small key or a Samaria right now?
I'd rather do that than like. You got the hook shot. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, yes, you can do it. It's slow as all heck, but
but it's a dungeon I can beat. Like,
yeah.
Like, do you want to dip an Eastern that you can't complete, or do you want to dip a Pendant Thieves or Pendant Moth? Like, I don't know. Those aren't. Yeah, like those aren't giving me any better feelings.
No, yeah, I think it's between Eastern and Ice are your real decisions here.
Like, really, what we know is that clearly Bumper Ledge is something super important, and
yeah, it's probably Eastern big,
right? This would have been a full clear, or Bombo's tablet was Eastern big, and they both skipped that. Like,
yeah, I mean, I get wanted to hold off on it, waiting until you can go into Desert, but like Desert's dependent now. You're gonna try.
Yeah, I will say. Like, I think if I was hitting Hitman's spot, especially being right there with the purple chest, like, that was the time to do it.
Agreed. Yeah, we haven't checked Agina yet. That guy could have something.
Yeah, the whole Desert Palace area, Gina and Checkerboard. So, like, that's 3 checks. Not to mention the fact that Desert Ledge, the Torch, and the Map Chest of Desert are available as well. And yeah, this is gonna Hitman's heading into Eastern.
I think this is a reasonable decision. I mean, like, this is defensible.
Like, my personal inclination is Ice, but I get the play.
Maybe we find an Ice Palace small key in here.
Yeah. And just clean up the route a little bit.
We find a lamp. Well, that adds an additional check in here in logic. Another bottle. Looks like
PH, and it looks like PH is going to follow. Okay.
No, won't miss out on that lamp again. Lamp not necessarily required here at this point, but it's nice to have. But yeah, after you do this, I think ice is your play.
Yeah, I mean, even if you get a Thieves Town small key here, I don't like the Thieves Town play all
No,
that much.
I'm not interested in doing a pen in Thieves Town at this point.
And like,
now, if we can do ice and find nothing in
have-
ice, then maybe
Yeah.
you could interest me in Thieves Town.
And the other side of it is that we also have the Moth. We've gotten 2 small keys on Hitman's side, so we're close there. Like,
Yeah, we still have that bridge chest too. I mean,
Yeah.
that's been in logic.
and I don't think Hitman had hit the skull big, so for him, that's 3 checks.
He did. He did.
Oh, did he?
He's
Okay.
sort of that sword. He's got the third sword as well.
Oh, yeah, you're right. That was our Master Sword. My bad.
Alright, and alright, well, little comfort in Eastern, but that's about it. Alright, let's see that flute to 8. Let's see that flute to 8.
This might be
that
desert
Bravo's
area.
tablet check.
Yep.
I think PH will go to ice. I feel like he has been, since having the rough Dark World start, I think he's been trying to beeline his dungeons and, you know, the stuff that makes sense to do. So I could see him just going straight to ice and ignoring this potential for garbage here, because, like, this is what, maybe 4 checks at most. No, well, there's just a big key on the Bravo's tablet. Is it Eastern?
Oh my god, it's ice.
That's so good for ice, for Hitman. But yeah, PH is going to go to ice. Well, fingers crossed if you are a PH fan for nothing in the Ice Palace big chest. None of his skips have blown up yet. And then an ice small.
Oh
sure,
my
just
God.
make Ice Palace routing 10 times better by going to the desert area. It's fine. PH is about to find an ice small right here in Pengator.
Or Samaria.
Oh, yes. Pot 6.
Okay, pods and logic. Great.
Yeah, we did it. Pyramid Fair, anyone?
Yeah, I mean, that's in logic now, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, again, this is... If Hitman doesn't find anything in Desert here, there's nothing in the Ice Palace big chest. This is just PH saving a bunch of time again.
The hard part is it's going to, you know, PH is going to have to make a choice unless he finds something here.
Well, yeah, the hope is that you find, like, you know, TR Big Key or something, or Samaria, or Ether in here.
TR small, they're in desert, so not a real big find. Logically interesting, but physically
Another
nothing.
Big Key. This one's probably going to be something good.
Swamp?
There's your
No,
TR
that's
Big.
TR. That's
right.
massive, yeah.
So
we will have to make a dip.
that. Yeah. Not super useful at the moment, but definitely required for the future. And yeah, Ice Palace now for Hitman makes a lot of sense. Gets to route this much more cleanly than PH is forced to.
Yeah, the big change, of course, is just going to be this, the drop-down room. This room.
Yep. The worst room in the game. No, not quite, but this room does suck.
Yeah, Hitman will be able to go right at the big spike room instead of having to go up and fall down, so nice little time save there.
Silvers, sure. Now, if nothing does end up being an ice, which, you know, so far nothing, then it's your options are kind of bleak.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of how I would play this right now, and it's like for PH, I think the desert play makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Like I could see him going there and getting his TR big, and hitting checkerboard and all that. He'll probably be a little concerned if he does do the Bombos tablet, but then after that, it's like, are you going mountain? Are you going?
I mean, what's on the mountain?
Mountain, we're looking at Ether Tablet, Spike Cave, Terra Big Chest. I think honestly it might be Pyramid Fairies are next.
Yeah, Pyramid Fairy actually looks reasonable right now, I think.
Yeah.
PH does still have front of Pyro Castle, so Pyramid Fairy into front of Pyro Castle would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, and that might pull him a little further away from desert, unfortunately.
Yeah. I would say we're probably not going to find anything on Cold Stare here, but stranger things have happened.
It's not like it's going to be the Samaria, right? That never happens.
I mean, Cold Stare is currently Samaria locked with only one small key to ice, so probably not.
But that's a crystal.
All right. Oh, PH skipped Iced Tea. I didn't even see that. PH definitely playing aggressive right now. I guess on the bright side, it gives him some incentive to go back if he finds that big key later.
And yeah, I can't say which choice PH is going with here. He could go to Desert or Hyrule Castle here.
I think Pyramid Fairy to Hyrule Castle makes more sense. He's got the small key to Hyrule. It's a more dense group of checks, and he's going to do the opposite of what I said. So. Well, I mean, he did need to do this, so. But, you know, cringe moment incoming here for PH.
Ice Tea dodge is okay. It's just Sank Heart.
Yep, that pause there. Very telling.
Here's the moment of truth, though, or the other moment of truth for Ice Palace.
Yeah, this is big. If there is something here, then it's gonna be pretty rough for PH. All right, $300.
I mean,
So,
this is
we'll not end up rich, but you know,
this is some Matrix level bullet dodging going on here.
yeah. I mean, he's been making the skips, and they've all been paying off. So sometimes, as a famous main tournament winner said, it just works out.
Yep. Well, that's the truth of, you know, any of rando tournament winning. Like, there's
For sure, yeah, 100%.
You go on a string, like,
yeah,
you know, as long as the you know, the dominoes keep falling and you're
yeah.
How
lucky I was to make the finals this year. Like I same thing. Like sometimes you just have to hope things go your way. I kind of like this because of being a pendant. I'm into this.
Yeah. I don't think that was intentional, though, was it? Is this quicker?
Know. Is this faster?
Maybe?
I don't know. It might be. It's probably pretty close. Okay, I think Hitman's going to show us Pyramid Fairy now. Alright, let's see if we have anything here. Small key to GT. Nope. And nope. All right. So nothing gained there. I guess if Hitman never finds another GT small, PH gets to save a second not getting the Helma key at the top.
Massive time.
Yeah, huge. All right, here's, let's see if we get another pause from PH. Playing with this ice pedal small. All right, Pyramid Fairy, Powder. Let's go.
We're out of great options.
I'd say we've been out of them for a while, but yeah, I mean, after Ice, we were kind of out of them. Yeah, Hitman's gonna go for these fun checks on the mountain. Still doesn't have that hair. Not that. I mean, doesn't have that hair small. Still has not done the old man.
We're gonna get both of the CT checks, so
yeah, this is gonna be a bit of a time sink here for PH because I suspect he will do Front of Escape after Pyramid Fairy. And yeah, I mean, I guess Hitman does what, Spike Cave, and then do you really want to? You don't want it to go to Hera Big Chet. Like Hera is the worst dungeon to get to in this mode. That's that small key to GT. Okay, well, PH's massive time save negated immediately.
And I wasn't sure, but we are going to get to see Spike Cave next, so
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
Hitman really considered doing something else.
I mean, I don't know what else. Like, what is even in the light worlds right now? No, $20. All right. So, which of the terrible options do you want to go for first here? See, this is where things get.
And Hitman just hitting Spike Cave.
Yeah, I mean, what is he? You're not going to go to either tablet and Hera, man. That's just miserable, especially without the small key. Like, if you're going to do that, make sure you can do it all in one shot. But yeah, the downside, I think the scary part here for PH is that, you know, we know we're not going to find anything in Hyrule Castle, and then he's just down to bad checks, but PH has all the bad checks Hitman has, plus all the stuff that he skipped. So then you start, you know, that starts weighing on you a little bit, like, oh, do I go back and do something I skipped, or do I just keep doing these other terrible checks I have? Hitman also has Lava Chest. That's true, we do have all 4 TR smalls.
Yeah, and Hitman is going to hit up Sick Kid, so it's kind of why it makes sense why he's hitting up this area. I thought maybe we could have, like, I could have seen with the fact he had to do the portal he did for Kakariko, like, maybe head up to do Skull and a Ped check. Like, we're not that, like, we still have a ways to go on Ped, but it's not impossible still.
We still need a lot of keys for Ped. Desert big, desert small, Skullwood small, Thieves Town small.
I'm just thinking, like, where our checks are. Like, at least there's a few checks there at Skull, or a couple checks at Skull. We still have that bumper ledge check that both runners were right there and didn't hit up. Like, that's the one that continues to bother me, is, like, the Cape really didn't do anything for us yet.
Yeah, back up the mountain, so I guess we are going to do these light world checks. Yeah, so we have Ether Tablet, we have Hera Big Chest, and then a couple things in TR we can do. And by a couple, I mean, like, 2? 3, I guess, right? Lava Chest, Big Chest, and Crystal Roller.
Yep. Oh, and Hitman hadn't done the old man rescue. Okay.
Okay, this is good actually for Hitman because he'll have that Hera small before going around the mountain. All right, Pete's gonna head up. Nope, just kidding. All right, what are we doing?
Evestown?
All
Evestown it
right,
is, okay.
some divergence.
We have divergence.
Yeah, it's kind of the first time all seed. So yeah, I think this is going to be pendant checks. I imagine PH will do Skullwoods after this, and maybe Bumper Ledge. Fingers crossed. Did we get a lumberjack check from anyone?
Yeah, I think it was like a piece of heart. Hitman checked it, at least I remember.
Okay. All right, let's see what we've got.
First new piece of information in a little while. Thievestown attic. Just some bombs.
Good, you needed those to blow up the ceiling. Yeah, I don't know. I don't feel like Thievestown is the answer here, but we'll see. Feel like Hitman's more likely to find our progression.
It's just so hard. Like both checks don't feel good.
Yeah, no, just to be clear, every check we have left is pretty terrible, but
Yeah.
What Hitman's doing makes a little more sense logically, at least.
Yeah, I mean this check here, blind cell is our only logical
Unless, nope, that is not a small key. But maybe this Thievestown small key is just in Hare basement, and then blind has our Samaria.
Right.
Alright, Hare big chest. Bombos. That doesn't really do anything for us.
No.
Not the medallion we were hoping for. Any front of TR hoverers?
Did you watch the earlier race today?
I did not.
Oh boy.
Sounds like I should.
Yes, there was some front of TR hovering happening. That's a big key though, Meyer.
Well, he can't do it because he spent a small key. All right, let's see some Skull Woods. Or bumper, please. Please.
Yay,
Right.
this has to be bumper.
If there's just like an Eastern big chilling here.
Yeah. Even a Samaria.
Nope.
Okay, nothing.
Big
Air basement also dead.
Nothing.
So what? Skull under the bridge, TR big chest, and crystal roller, and lava island. I think that's all we have left.
Yeah, looks like PH is maybe gonna do magic bat here first.
Might be skull.
Or it could just be doing a ped read into skull, yeah.
Yeah. That has a little bit better options for him right now. Like, bat is just bat. Although it's also purple chest now that I think about it, because he had skipped it.
Alright, nice single arrow there. Oh boy. It was really coming down to it here.
Like, and even finding Samaria here doesn't open up a ton.
I mean, it gives you a clearable TR, which is
nice. It's just like the fact that we're missing a bunch of other stuff.
Gosh, guys. Oh, big key to Eastern in crystal roller. Ugh.
Because like we don't have access to Meyer yet, even.
Page, please. Yeah.
So like Eastern big is pretty big, but Like, Ether's probably going to show up soon.
Yeah, on Armos. All right, if it is a man, Hitman. Oh, there's Ether.
Oh, back
boy,
skull.
it's been there the whole time. Yep, and PH just gonna immediately say, "See ya." All right.
And this is a
the
big
old
divergence
vanilla
point.
Meyer.
Yeah. How much vanilla do you want? Are we going both vanilla or one vanilla?
I mean, how many Meyer smalls do we have? One. It's probably oh, we don't have a Smire big either. Oh no.
Yeah, like we're looking for a big and a Samaria. Like Samaria is big enough here. Like if he can find Samaria.
What are we doing? What happened here?
PH unfortunately forgetting that we're inverted for a moment there and thinking
what do
I
you
can
even
get
want to do?
Desert Big Chest.
Oh.
Yeah. That's really unfortunate. Like I we're gonna see those kinds of things happen this week. And
yeah, inverted is unfortunate, I agree.
Yeah. Heads up play, just not the right one.
Alright, well, Hitman gets 2 checks here in Eastern. PH gets to do 6 if he wants here. Obviously, these ones not in logic at the moment. And small key to Meyer. Oh!
Okay.
Alright, Samaria in Meyer for Meyer Big on Trinex.
That would be great for PH. Like, really helps.
Yeah, that would actually be pretty game breaking for PH, I think. But
like one of them's about to find it, probably.
Yeah, we got to find something here. Oh, good, perfect.
Yeah, that's exactly
the best inverted item.
One logical check left here for PH as Hitman enters the Armos fight. Going to be real easy with those silvers, though.
You go back for... I don't think you do cutscene here.
I think you will.
Oh, there is the Samaria! All right. Well, straight to TR for PH. This is a pretty big deal. If Meyer Big is just here in TR, PH is looking pretty good.
Well, and the big thing for PH here, gonna be interesting to see how he routes this TR.
You start at Laser Bridge, you go backwards through to Crystal Roller, and then you beat Trinex, and you do the front.
I was wondering if you get Big Chest to Crystal Roller to Laser Bridge to Trinex.
I have no idea. I don't play Inverted. That was just the first thing that popped in my head. Alright, so it looks like Hitman's not going to be too far behind finding this Ether. Ah, yes, the Fairy Ascension. In case anyone forgot what that entrance was in Vanilla. Alright, looks like PH is going to do what I said, so it's probably wrong. I mean, this is another situation where PH making a skip of the TR Big Chest is probably going to work out in his favor, right? Because we know it has nothing.
I think the only thing that worries me is if he skips the front.
I don't think you skip the front here. I think you have to be crazy to skip the front here.
I think so too. Like, I think he has to do the front of TR, but like he's been very aggressive tonight, and if
he has, but it's
that trend,
pretty quick checks versus the 2 in Eastern. Like, I think he's been aggressive, but he's been smartly aggressive.
Moth is a skip for both of them.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's totally. I think that's reasonable. Like, we still don't have the third Skullwood small, so
Yeah.
and just a little slow on the zero cycle there.
Yeah, Zero Cycle, I think, requires dash poke strats with Tempered
know.
Sword, so yeah, very, very tight. I don't know a lot of runners who can pull that strat off. Really what PH did was guarantee himself the one cycle. Because sometimes Tempered can be a little bit delayed for the for what you really are aiming for. There's our second ice small.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you have to check the front here. You have to check the front. I can see skipping the big chest, but even that is like pretty easy to get to. Well, I guess we don't have mids. It's not that easy to get to, but
yeah, that's a whole thing to get back up here. Like, I think if PH comes back over a whole lot of annoyance, like that's a problem. But realistically, just doing the front makes a lot of sense.
the question is, does PH go into like does he do like Hera stuff and Ether Tablet after this?
I wouldn't.
Probably not. I don't think so either. Oh, Butter Sword. All right, no Meyer Big yet. Oh, we haven't done the compass chest. Okay. And Hitman is checking cutscene, so this is, I mean, if Meyer Big is here in cutscene, that's pretty brutal for PH. Oh, well.
That makes routing a little better.
Yeah, that incentivizes you. Oh
but
my
it also
god,
is incentivizing
dude, no way!
Double vanilla items in Meyer.
That's absolutely awful for PH.
French vanilla for Mario with vanilla big.
Well, he went an hour and 22 minutes without any skips biting him, but that's a big one. Peach isn't going to Crystal Roller because he already did Crystal Roller to Elzar.
Yeah, the tough part here is for PH. It's all bad checks now. It's Hera Big Chest. It's Hera Basement. It's Ether Tablet. It's Spiky.
Could
Moth
for vanilla first because you're like, oh, I have to go into Meyer again anyway. So like maybe, but. Yeah, I don't know.
One of the things that could help PH here is the fact that we got the Desert Big, and maybe like he decides to go light Desert for Desert Big Chest, and that puts him close to Meyer.
Yeah,
like
maybe.
I'm grasping at straws here. I know.
Yeah, he's gonna need something for sure. Yeah, that's luck there, right? I mean, I think in PDH's situation, skipping Meyer cutscene chest was totally defensible with only one small key and feeling a little behind from earlier, but Rando giveth and Rando taketh away.
But yeah, we didn't say it, but Hitman's in go mode.
Yes. We'll be going into... I mean, does need to do another trip up the mountain to finish off TR, but it shouldn't be too long. And gets to save some time. Doesn't need to do the run up TR either. Won't get that gold sword, but whatever. Yeah, so basically, PH needs to immediately go back to Meyer right now. Tall order.
Yeah, I mean, luckily, like this mountain trip for Hitman, like the mountain's not quick. PH was able to save some time on the mountain.
Yeah, didn't do the hero stuff, didn't do either tablet.
There's not. This isn't too surprising. Maybe purple chest. Like this is where all those skips is going to come back. It's like, what thing did I miss that was the answer here? Oh, King and Mushroom. So he's just following his most recent acquisitions, really.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep. If he missed if the Meyer Big was already available and he missed it, he's already sunk in his mind.
All right, Meyer 3 here in King's Tomb, and then PH goes, oh, I should just have Meyer. No.
And now I'm not sure where we're off to.
Is this back to Magic Bat? Purple chest?
Maybe?
I don't think this is the fastest. Well, I guess if you're planning on doing Magic Bat, maybe this is the fastest way to do it, but either way, I mean, the window for PH to find that big key has already closed. Because Hitman now has 7 crystals and just needs to go to GT and climb.
Yep. Yeah, and here's purple chest, so we're turning for that one now. I still think 6 is faster for purple chest, but
it is
not a big 100%. Deal. Yeah. I also say it is for swamp, but I'm not sure.
I don't think that's the case for swamp. But I am also not well versed in inverted, so I would not take anything I say as gospel. Oh no, are we going back into swamp for left side? I think that's what we're doing. Yeah, I mean,
yeah. Unfortunately, this is There's just so many little gaps for PH at this point that like all of them are about as equally as appealing. Like I could see Mountain before Meyer at this point. Like
yep. Yeah, no. As soon as that as soon as that big key was there, he was pretty dead in the water. It just
Yeah.
needed to dodge that last bullet, but unfortunately was not to be. Always nice when you get a key sanity seed where you don't need to do the GT basement.
Yeah, I mean, PH made this close after a kind of a rough start with the Dark World. Really inspired routing after that.
If that Meyer big key was anywhere else, like I mean, I think PH has this one.
Yep. Like getting the Ether and the Samaria as quick as he did was, like, in comparison to Hitman, really helped.
Mm-hmm.
But Hitman passed Lambo 2. Unfortunately, he's taken a couple of falls here in Wizrobes 1.
Not quite a Ganon fall, but a little bit of nerves here maybe in the GT climb.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is
Little dicey.
going
We
sideways
have powder,
here, yeah.
so...
And a red potion, I believe.
Yeah.
That is red.
I was going to say, I think we also got a blue earlier that Hitman didn't spend.
Yep, this tracker shows both of those. And yeah, PH is going to come up here for these mountain checks, as you mentioned earlier. You know, Hitman's gauntlet was pretty good, and then after we beat Landmo, things have just been a little rough on GT.
Yep.
Yeah, now this is for PH. This is just, well, time to sweep back across everything that I skipped and hope I find the thing earlier.
A little scary there with that Torches 1 after taking the first fall and not using the red. Like, that was another potential, like, fire bar fall, and you're reclimbing the whole tower.
Mm. Which still would have been fine, but yeah, definitely doesn't feel good.
Yeah, no, and at that point, like, the mental damage incurred by such an event, like...
Which, like, I mean, I don't know, you know, it's tough to know how I'm feeling right now. Like, I don't think I'd feel too bad in his spot.
I think if there's anything for Hitman to have been worried about, like, it might be, do I feel like I overcleared?
Sure.
And, like, there are little bits to the sequence that make things smoother. Like, could I have done Skull early?
Yeah, that's the big thing, I think, right? Like,
yeah.
That Ether has been available for a very long time, and you could have done that, you know, a couple minutes into your Light World route and had your Samaria and Meyer stuff done before you ever went back to TR, so...
Like, I definitely think there's a worry there for Hitman of, like, what did PH miss?
Because,
like, for sure, both of them are thinking probably the same thing, that they missed this critical part of the route. Like, there is a faster route through this seed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's unreasonable that neither of them... Like, it's completely reasonable neither hits the quick route.
Yeah, it's kind of funny that they kind of split it a little bit, right? Like,
yep.
Hitman hit the Light World route, or the Dark World route pretty well early on, and then PH hit the Light World route up until that Meyer big. So, you know, combine the two, and maybe this is a 120. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, take PH's early skips, but give him the early glove. And then Hitman's thoroughness and mire. That's
Mhm.
there's how you get it.
Take notes. That's how you get a 120, folks. All right, on to phase 4 again here for Hitman. Oh, no torch glitch when you have silvers. Oh!
Well, that's a
Well,
Ganon fall.
there's
And these
one.
are much more punishing in inverted.
Yeah, they are. Hitman has plenty of time. I mean, he probably doesn't realize that, but
Yep.
how many more do we need? A few.
Yeah.
All right, what is? I mean, PH is kind of running out of things at this point.
Moth.
Ice Pal's big chest.
Oh, no.
Woo!
And iced tea.
Right. Yeah, yes, Jeffy. I think more than 3 will be required here for any kind of turnaround to happen. I don't know if man is a race time room watcher while running or not, but if you are, this is when your eyes are like glued to that thing.
Yep.
I had this in one of my matches against Zelga in main tournament where I took a Ganon fall, and then I just couldn't stop watching the race time room and managed to win by like 10 seconds.
But that is 4 silver arrows from Hitman into finish, and there we go. That's going to take this race for the Aga's backup dancers and Hitman, finishing with an official race time of 1:36:47.
12 points and still in the hunt there in the Misery Mire division for playoffs.
Yeah, and I know that the division's going to get tighter in that 3, 4, 5 spot because entering this week, Aga's backup and my own team, JKLOL, tied at 9 points. But the team right behind them is the Tile Roomies, and after a rough start to the Tile Roomies season, like I gotta assume, gonna start turning it on a little bit. And yeah, after that last check, PH decides he is going to call it. So we'll see if we get them in here for some interview time. I do see Hitman now waiting.
Might be a minute or so before PH gets the invite.
Yeah, I sent it to him, so should get it. But we are joined by Hitman. Hello, GG.
Hello, GG. I think my heart's finally calmed down a little bit.
Understandably.
Yeah, I had a little bit of tilt from the GT climb from those Wizard rooms that I screwed up.
Yeah, we could kind of see the maybe frustration setting in there a little bit towards the end.
Yeah, and then just got a little bit of sloppy on that phase 4 again and just got too close to him. And then I'm like, don't push any buttons, and then I still, instincts take over, and then before you know it, you're in the pit.
Yeah, I will say early early game wise, you were a bit ahead. Had the quicker route to the glove. Unfortunately, PH skipped Vanilla Big Key Chest for a while.
Yeah, when I got the cane out of Skullwoods, I was gonna go beat the boss, and I'm like, nah, just go to Meyer. And then I'm about to go left side, and I'm like, do I do cutscene? It's still a key away, and I'm like, at this point, it's so late, I just have to do it and just hope that if it is there, maybe PH was here earlier and skipped it.
Yep.
Yeah, we are now joined by PH, GG.
We are joined by muted PH.
Yeah, and if you don't know, you're our muter right now.
Yeah, no, I saw. Yo, GG.
Okay.
GG's.
Yeah. I was joking in the post race chat. I blame Telethar.
Reasonable.
Don't we all?
Well, gotta find them when you can.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I was not going back there. I didn't feel good anyway, and I was like, gotta find something to try and cut. That seems like a good one.
That's the crazy thing is that you were cutting a lot of stuff. Like after you had a bit of a rough early Dark World, obviously, and then you were cutting corners along the way in Light World. Every single cut you made was working out for you. Like nothing you skipped had anything until that last one.
Well, yeah, I mean, it that's the risk, and that's kind of what I get for having a bad, like you said, having a bad early game. So,
Yeah.
but anyway, dude, Hitman, how did you find the seed? GG's again. That was actually, it wasn't really that bad. I just kind of made a mess of it.
It wasn't bad really until the end, and then I'm just like, oh crap. Something that I need is someplace that I could have gotten much sooner.
What was your go mode?
The Samaria.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Because I was super late to the ether in the back of Skullwoods, because I just wasn't going back there.
Oh yeah, for sure. No,
once I got
makes
to
sense.
Meyer, I'm like, I am one key short of left side being a logic, but at this point, I'm just gonna full clear it. Just hope that my go mode's here. And then when I got the big key out of the big chest, that's when I was just like, all right, if PH came here earlier, I'd probably have a good out with this key.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you need. I'd be. I don't know. I'd be a little surprised if you weren't. Probably, like I was probably trying to chase you down for most of the seed. I would wager.
You were, but the corners that you were skipping, like, put you guys pretty darn close. I do think that had you checked, I mean, nobody wants to hear this, right? But like, I do think that had you checked cutscene chest and Meyer when you were in there the first time, you're probably ahead.
Yeah, well, but again, like you said, it's because I skipped. It could have been something else needed in one of the probably 8 or 9 other places that I skipped at some point.
Right,
It catches up
yeah.
to you most of the time. So that's just like, again, that's probably what I get for falling that far behind to begin with. But it doesn't, like, I'm not too bothered by it. Usually that's one of those probably the right person won. I just maybe had a chance to suck out nothing was in a really terrible spot this seed, and unfortunately for me that the one of the things I chose to skip, that wasn't the case. So it happens. But I was glad to Hitman. I think we've only raced like once on ladder or something like that. I was pumped to race you. I haven't had a chance before, really, just that once, I think.
Yeah, I definitely don't think we've raced in a tournament setting before.
Yeah. No, I watch you a lot. That's why I had to throw the Batman note in the race notes.
Yeah, that was my old sprite.
Yeah, that was the classic for a long time. But yeah, no, I don't know, Jesse Gill, if there was, like, it feels like, based on what I'm hearing, that it probably was mostly just sort of I was behind, I was catching up, and then I was not.
I
That sums it
mean,
up pretty succinctly, I think.
yeah, I mean, as we said, we think like you got to Ether a little bit sooner. You guys were in this like after Ice. It was who's going where. Like it was all bad checks left, and it was just who's gonna go find what. You went to Thieves and Skull. Hitman was up the mountain for Hera and TR, and you know Hitman pulls the Eastern big. We're like, okay, that's a good find. So he's off to Eastern, and you're in Skull, and we're like, maybe this is something. And you pull Ether, and we're like, okay, they each found something. Which one's going to pay out? And Eastern didn't pay out in the immediate. And unfortunately, like Samaria was so huge in Meyer, it's like it's reasonable to have skipped cutscene. Like Gil and I were like, this makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I mean,
and you know, because the fact that like what you then had 6 items in TR, like that's a really good play.
yeah, I had a bunch of value in TR, and I think I still had a bunch of other stuff on the mountain too. But again, I felt really bad most of the seed. So after I got Eastern Big out of TR, I was like, okay, I'm out. I mean, you saw I was kind of like I'm bailing, and chasing that because at that point that was Meyer Big Go. So trying to just play to what I felt was an out, and it. What are you gonna do?
Yep. No, completely fair.
Yeah, that was a little. I was a little annoyed because for whatever reason I couldn't mimic clip at the start there. I probably wasted like a good minute on it or something like that. That was aggravating.
I don't think it was quite that long. It always feels longer than you think it is.
Yeah,
I've done the same thing before, but yeah, that was I
it
definitely
felt like
get
45
frustration there. At least.
And I had my issues in the Poke Room and TR early on. So.
Oh. Yeah, see, I just bailed on it because I was like, going there early with the equipment that we had, I was like, this is gonna suck. I'm just gonna wait and hope that Lava Chest isn't anything.
I should have after the first death, but I was just too stubborn.
Well, I will say you both had an adventure in TR, so don't feel too bad.
Yeah, I died. I mistimed I thought I was gonna get the iframes on the pegs, and I did not, and so I died and I had to go all the way back. And similarly, I probably should have just said, well, oh well, but kind of the same thing. But at least I was thinking, it's in logic. I should go get it. Yeah. It is funny because I was trying to actually save the blue at the start because I wanted to, because sometimes you have to do like kind of nasty low % stuff, but this, it was actually pretty nice. For inverted, it really didn't ask you to do too much.
Yeah, it was pretty healthy.
Yeah.
You guys had a pretty good heart count fairly early on.
Yeah. Got a sword, got Master Sword fairly fast. Like it was... it was like as far as inverted goes, it was reasonably comfy. It was just oh, also I was curious, was that Hitman, did you check the Skull Middle earlier, or did you, like, that was my last location pretty much?
Yeah, I did it at the start.
Yeah, that was I was pretty worried about that. That was where I was like, this could be really bad. That was why I started getting super aggro. But I kind of like the drop down and then just leaving it when you have in inverted flute, and then when I saw it was a pendant, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I'm leaving that for a while, or maybe I didn't know it was a pendant until after I light world access. I once I left it, I wasn't going back, and that ended up being that was actually probably the thing that pushed me to be like kind of a wild man.
Well, GG's again to both of you. Any final thoughts on anything here? You guys, this is game 1 for this week. Do you have is game 2 set up
Yes.
for teams?
It's James and Bread Coon.
Okay.
Yeah, that should be a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's this Sunday, I think. Does that sound right, Hitman?
Yeah, it was either Saturday or Sunday. I can't remember offhand.
Yeah, it's this weekend. Should be good. Yeah, no, I mean, the only thing I'd add is again, I was pumped to race Hitman, and like all the invitational teams are people that are ones that we've known for a while, and so it's cool to race folks. Jesse, Gil, thank you both so much for the comms. Hope it was enjoyable on your side for stretches.
No, it was still a fun race. Like, you guys kept it really interesting throughout.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it was great.
All right, glad to hear.
Yeah, thank you both for the comms. Appreciate it.
Thank you, SG. Thank you, trackers. We love you.
Well, you guys were the trackers, so thanks to you.
Yeah, thanks
You're
for
welcome, man.
making sure.
Look, huge. All right.
Yeah, thanks, Hitman
Thanks
and
to my
PH,
order.
for your
That's right.
tracking. In terms of the schedule for tomorrow, we got a busy invitational schedule already set up right now. So 1 p.m. Eastern time, we've got Crackerito versus Nobly. That'll be on SpeedGaming. Also at 1 p.m. on SpeedGaming 2, we got Tito's versus Hayfield Bay. Then at 5 p.m. Eastern on SG2, we're going to have Jet versus 2C. Wow, that's a hype matchup. Then at 6 p.m., it's going to be Telthar versus Kazdan. And let's see what else. 8 p.m., TJ Maelstrom versus Trinex. That'll be on SpeedGaming as well, following that Telthar Kazdan race.
There's a lot going on tomorrow.
Yeah, so like we've got 5 invitational races of Influkies tomorrow on SG channels. In terms of the Open League, I don't see anything specifically assigned right now. But 1 p.m. Eastern, Shinmaru versus Sea Fate. 2 p.m. Pi versus Iron Gamer. 3 p.m. Calamarino versus Official Alex 2K. 4:30, Yasi versus Boxmeister. And 10 p.m. late night, we got Rezus versus Hawk. So plenty of racing also in the Invitational. I don't know if we'll see any of those get picked up for Restream. I do see a Restream sign up for the 3 p.m. race. So plenty happening.
Maybe an effort to get the Shin versus Sea Fate one on as well. We'll see.
And I'll take your word for that, because I know there's a lot of community drive to try to get stuff like that happening. So appreciate our restreamers, and if you're interested in commentating or anything, those races that I also mentioned, we're still looking for signups for them. But I believe that's everything. I don't know if Hitman or PH has anything, or if Gil, you have.
No, it's getting late. It's time for me to go to bed. But thank you, everyone, for watching. And always a pleasure to do comms with you, Jesse.
Yeah, had a good time. Yeah, and as said, make sure to follow our runners, Fibonacci and Hitman, and dropping Gil and my links as well. I know, Gil, you're not in the league this year, but Gil's pretty good. He was second in the main tourney this year.
Nah, that was ages ago.
I mean, it was a couple of months at worst. Either way, that's still
like a long
damn
time.
good finish. So, yeah. But with that, have a great rest of your night, SpeedGaming 2, and we'll see you tomorrow.